So hello friends, welcome back, and in this video we are going to see the fast modular exponentiation best method. So in the last video we saw the recursive method, and in this video we are going to see the final and the best method. And in the next video we will see the pigeonhole principle, and after that we will see its example. So for now we have studied the recursive formula for this, but as we know that in the recursive code it uses extra space and it is a bit slower. So how we can remove that recursive part, right? So we will use the bit manipulation method. Now how? The basic property of a bit. What properties? So see, if we have this exponent as 5, so I can represent it as in the binary as 101. So if I expand that binary, which means that, see, if I want to add the 5, it will be 101. But actually how we write it as this is like this, standard binary. Now we will use the same thing to find the answer. How? So see, the property of maths which is used here is a raised power b plus c plus d is nothing but a raised power b into a raised power c into a raised power d. Now how? So see, if I have this 3 raised power this whole thing and the addition in here, so I can write it as 3 raised power this number into the number 3 raised power 0 into the number 3 raised power this, right? So I can simply write this 2 raised power square as 4 and this as 1. So you can clearly see that whensoever I have this number which is above exponent, so 1 0 1 is the number. So as in the standard expansion of a binary, what we do, we are doing the same thing in the exponent, the same expansion. Now how will it affect? So you can clearly see that I will have 3 raised power 1 here. Next, it, see, if it would have been 1 here, then it would have been 3 raised power square in the answer, and then after that the term here which is 3 raised power 4. So you can clearly see that initially it would be a into a square into a raised power 4 into a raised power 8. But the thing which you need to consider here is that the 3 raised power 2 is not included. Why not included? Because here it was 0. So I have one intention in mind is that whenever I will obtain 1, I will include that in my answer. But if I have 0, I will not include it. And another thing is that at every stage, I am multiplying the number to itself so as to get the next number, which means that if I have 3, so I multiplied the 3 to 3 to get 3 square. So to obtain the next number, I will multiply the number this to itself to get the next number. Understanding? So I will have a variable a, which is this number, base number, and for to obtain the next number, I will multiply the number to itself, which means I will multiply the number to a itself, and by this I will obtain the next number. But to actually include the next number in my result, which is RAS, I will use my binary form of the exponent, which means that if it is 1, so I will include it in my answer. If it is 0, I will not include it in my answer. Now, it was a quick walkthrough of what actually is happening in the background. Now, let us dry run what we learned so that we can get the clear understanding of it. Now, initially, what I will do is that I will mark my RES, which means the result, as 1. And initially, my base is 3, as an example I said. So I will represent that by A. Now my B in the binary representation is 101, which will help me to know, okay, I need to include my A now, and if it is 0, I don't need to include my A. So as I said that at every stage, I need to multiply my numbers, what I am having right now. So what I will do is that if I have my 1 at that position, I will multiply my A in RES. Now, my last bit which I was having now is used. So what I need is that the bit I was seeing right now was the last bit. It was 1. But now I used it because I multiplied my res with a, so it is used, so I need to remove it. So what I will do, I will just right shift the number b. So by right shifting, the last bit would be removed. Now the bit which is at the last position would be the second last bit. So my b will become 1 0 because I have actually used my last bit. Now in the second step, my res is 3 because earlier I have multiplied it with a. But as I said that my a also increases. Now how? My a becomes a into a. As I said, as I showed above, that at every next step my a is multiplied to itself so as to get the next stage a. So now I will do my a equal to a into a, and you can see that b is now 1 0. When I started the last bit, I said okay, it's 0, which means that now I don't need to multiply my res with a, so I will not do this step, right? But I have actually seen that 0, which means that it's of no use for me for future. So I will just truncate it, which means that I will just right shift my b. So my b will be right shifted. Now it will become b equal to 1. Earlier it was 1 0. Now I right shifted it, so it will become 1 now. So now at the third step, my b is 1. Now my res is still 3 because I did not updated my res in the last step, because the bit we obtained was 0. Now again, but see, at every step I said that I will increase my res. Sorry, I will increase my a. At every step I said. So for to obtain the a for the next step, I multiplied my a to itself and assigned to a. So I did the same thing. I multiplied my a to itself so as to obtain the new a. Now I check that okay, my b last bit is 1, which means that I need to multiply this in my answer. So I will just multiply it in my answer. Now earlier my res was 3. Now I multiplied 3 raised to the power 4. So finally obtained 3 raised to the power 5. Thus, as you can clearly see that now I will just again right shift it. Okay, so it will become 0 now. Now, as you can clearly see that my b is finished and I have obtained my result in my res. So it is the basic thing which we do by using the bit manipulation. As you can see that it's completely iterative, so no extra space is used and it's not recursive. So yeah, like it's very fast. So like the same of login, because as we can clearly see that we are just using these bits, which means that log b bits to obtain our answer. Now let me show you the code. Like it's pretty simple. It is just the same thing what we learned. So first of all, I will have my function which is fast modular exponentiation. I will recommend to make this function a snippet and use it whenever you have to calculate the fast exponentiation. So you can see that a is the base and b is the exponent. So initially my res is 1, right? Because initially I initialized my result as 1. Now I will run this loop until my b is exhausted, because you know that at every step after seeing the last bit, I am just right shifting my b. As I said that. So I am right shifting my b. I will check if my last bit is 1 or not, which is here. If my last bit is 1, so I need to include my a in my res. If it is not, I don't need to. So if it is 1, I will include my a in my res, which means that I will multiply my a by res. And no matter what, if I include it or not include it, I will have to multiply my a to a and assign to a, which means that I need to obtain the a for the next stage. And the a for the next stage is nothing but a into a, right? So I will do it here. Now, mostly what happens is that exponent reaches a big value. So what we are asked to do is find the modular exponentiation, which means that exponentiation but with a modulo. So in the starting videos, we have learned about the properties of a modulo, and we will apply the same in here. The only thing which we need to change is that I will just put a modulo here and a modulo here, because ultimately multiplication is happening here and here only, and nothing else operation is happening anywhere. So yeah, it's all for this video. I hope that you guys got the proper intuition on it, because like it's the only thing which you will use very frequently. So you should understand it and always use this. And I will recommend to make it a snippet and just copy paste it. So yeah, it's all for this video, and see you guys next video. Until then, be happy and keep coding. Bye.